Good evening, everyone. I know we are early. Sorry about my hair. My hair is a mess too. I had a hat on. I was out for a walk there. Just to say, this thing is actually loud. But no, just to say, I'm expecting a message to do with something. So yeah, just give me a second because I can't ram all over the place. To be totally honest, I had to get a hat because that my hair won't go down. That's the worst thing about wearing hats because your hair always ends up in a mess. So, yeah, give me this hat. That's the worst thing about going out with hats and stuff because your hair is always in a mess. So that's the worst thing about that, as they say. But I know we are early. Usually we're not until about 6 o'clock, half 6 in some cases. So apologies if I'm looking at my phone a good bit. We do have a good bit to talk about, of course. But apologies if I am zoned out for a second or two, because there is a lot going on in the background. Of course, usually is when something's going on. Something's up. Great stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I know nobody will probably be here because I didn't put it up in the community post, and I pretty much just decided let's throw the schedule in the bin today. Just because, mainly I was out for a walk, and basically I have not really much to do between now and then. Because to be totally honest with you, the video that I was working on stuff, it's nearly done. And there's not really much else to do. Because I've kind of recorded my videos this morning that were up today. There's a few more I've recorded and stuff, but I don't really have anything else to record at the moment, if that makes any sense. There's nothing really else to record or to do at the moment. That's just the thing. I'm on top of what I need to do, if that makes any sense. So hopefully notifications do go out. I don't know, have they gone out, but hopefully they do. Because there's a mess. The notifications. Yeah, they are. Okay. Pale daily. Great stuff. Mighty stuff, as they say. So it'll probably take a few minutes then for people to get in. Because it's my own fault. I should have probably said, I wait until 6 o'clock or wait until 6:30. Usually that's the time we'd be live. You think I would have said, oh yeah, I should wait until 6 or 6:30. No. You're like, let's go early. Obviously with the good weather and too, I probably should start doing outside streams. Walk and chat, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we probably should do that at some stage. To work out what we could do. But yeah, so we wait anyway because today is not been great. It's sunny behind me at the moment, but it was raining early on. It was miserable. It just rains every day. It just doesn't stop. Monday was decent enough. But after that, it was just raining constantly. Some summertime. And I wouldn't mind it when I came back from Finland now. The sun is shining in Finland and it's 15 degrees. And when I was over there, I was getting killed with the cold. And then now when I leave, it's fucking 15 degrees. Better weather than here. Come on now. Something's wrong when that's the case. But yeah, so it's just typical. So yeah, there's a good bit to talk about. We have to talk about many things. Of course, the situation in Iran. Hello, Lenny. Have the kettle boiled? Oh shit, Jesus. We all have to have a cup of tea. But yeah, I hope we're well. I hope we're doing well, Lenny. I hope all is good this Saturday. It's a terror already. Sooner or later, it'll be the end of April. Just to say, I was just looking at that. Another 2 weeks, pretty much, and it's the end of April. And then we're into May. Think about that for a second. So yeah, that's crazy. Every time I'm live streaming, you always look at the date and stuff to see when you're live streaming and stuff. And today's the 18th. It's just insane. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. It's a mystery. I wonder who that is. It's very peculiar who it could be. I couldn't tell you actually who that is. I seen there was a secret photograph leaked. They got the photograph. Somebody took the photograph from the distance. They seen the money. If you know what I'm talking about. Some people actually thought that was real. Somebody made it up. One of my friends made it up. AI, some kind of AI thing. and some people thought it was real actually. So yeah, there you go, loads of money. Um, like some people probably think it is real. Like that's the funniest thing of it. I don't know if that's the funniest thing of it, as long as the media doesn't start saying, "Look at this, um, look at this fella." Good pelly girl, eh? But yeah, so yeah, so a lot of people did think, like one or two people actually thought it was real, because I did get a message about that. Somebody thought it was actually real, because I do have another 2 or 3 photographs that I didn't show you before, but not taken with Santa Mound when I was there beside Santa Mound that time. I didn't show it to anybody, if that makes any sense. Like it's not with me with Santa Mound. That one was with me in Santa Mound when I was there when she was talking to other people, and I was with her there, I suppose. So there's 1 or 2 other photographs I could show you, but I'll not show you because she was talking to other people at the time and stuff. And it would be inappropriate to, even though it's like yes, you can read lips and stuff. Oh, I've seen that, yeah, but he's wanting the Hearts of Iron 4 game with a Russian fellow that is like in the Pro Kremlin. Like it's insane. Like he wants to play Hearts of Iron 4. I don't know if you know what Hearts of Iron 4 is, the game. But yeah, he wants to play Hearts of Iron 4 versus a YouTuber called Grisha. Now, he used to be with Fagner, the Fagner group. You remember the Fagner group? Gugosian. And I quite literally, I'm not kidding you, he spreads Russian propaganda and stuff. Like he works literally for the propaganda agency, the Russian government and stuff. And he's literally doing things like, the way he has a website. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he has a website. If you donate €300, say for example, you can get your own message on a Russian bomb. So say for example, me has something to do with Ireland or something like that on the Russian bomb. So it's very sinister stuff. It's crazy. And he's only like 20. He's younger than me and he's doing it. But yeah, he's going to play him in a high 4 game. I don't know if you've seen that. But so we see how that happens. But I don't know what he's talking about because he's crying about Ireland not being in NATO. But Austria, his own country, is not in NATO. His own country is not in NATO. So you think he'd be really worried about that instead of worrying about what Ireland's doing. But I don't know what his deal is, to be totally honest. But I suppose whatever floats his boat, to be totally honest. Like he's entitled to his opinion and stuff, of course. But I don't know. Oh, he's entitled. A lot of people, not just Soviets, a lot of people. But we see how that goes, the high 4 game. Because I just seen that yesterday. Because Grisha, like before, I used to even watch him before the Russian-Ukraine war. Like he used to do high 4 streams and stuff, multiplayer. And he was a part of the Bo Cohen community. I don't know if you know what Bo Cohen is. He's a YouTuber too, Bo Cohen. He's a Danish YouTuber. He used to do high 4 matches, high 4, Hearts of Iron 4. And he was a good player. Like Grisha was a great player. But then obviously Russian-Ukraine happened and pretty much he became the Kremlin spokesperson. Like looking for money for the war in Ukraine and stuff like that, which I don't agree with. And using the game High 4, Hearts of Iron 4 for his own political agenda in that regard. I didn't like it. And he was very pro like the Wagner group. Gogosian was killed by Putin and stuff. He never said anything, he never done anything. But he was a big fan. He literally went on stream crying about Gogosian being blown out of the sky by a Russian jet. Like he literally went crying on the stream about it. Like it's quite insane stuff. So yeah, but look him up. You understand who you've probably seen the thing before. But yeah. Yeah, but I don't think he'd be playing it because he did play a game before, like the Austrian fellow. Not that Austrian fellow, the other Austrian fellow. But yeah, he did play a game before, but it wasn't him that was playing. It was another YouTuber called Dankis Meanwickets and stuff. Like Dankis is a Swedish YouTuber and stuff. I don't know if you know what Hearts of Iron 4 even is. You probably didn't watch the game of Hearts of Iron. I played a good bit in my spare time. But I don't know when they're playing it. I know I seen it earlier on. Just give me a second. I look for it now. I imagine this is what we're talking about. It's like war now and stuff. People can't afford to to pay the bills, but we're talking about let's watch a high ball stream. Oh, here we are. God is great. I agree with you. Oh my God, this fella posts so much. He has to stop posting. Like, literally, he must just stay at home and post all day. Like, how does he get the time to post all this? Oh, here we are. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, not the other fella, not the other Austrian. I should clarify that. Not that Austrian. So yeah, here we are. I don't know if you've seen this, but the Fire Rises is a Hearts of Iron 4 mod. Now you see the way he has question marks. I presume he'd be playing like there'll be people playing for him. So this is Guija. Like you know, like it just yeah. Let's just look at this for a second. Yeah, look. Like yeah. Like yeah. Yeah, oh here he says this. We need 6. Oh, so he's not going to be playing because obviously he probably doesn't have a clue how to play high 4. So it's going to be 6 people. So I presume it would be Jankis, Mimikis, so Poco maybe might join it. Like they need high 4 streamers, like high 4 players, really good high 4 players. Because Grisha is very good. I think he was good now, but I don't know how good he is now. Imagine the whole world's in chaos. We're talking about high 4 stream. Hello, Kieran. Sorry, I don't know if I said hello to you. Too much going on these days. Give me a second. My message is coming. Oh, that's another message. No, I mean high 4 streamers. Like she won't have a clue. She wouldn't have a clue how to play high 4. This is a game like high 4 Hearts of Iron 4. Oh, well, thank you, Kieran. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I'm trying my best to post some good videos. You know, there's still an awful lot more I could post and stuff. Like I could literally be here all day posting videos if I want to do. Who is messaging me now? Sorry about this. But yeah, so yeah, I want to talk about. Obviously, we were talking about high 4, but I want to talk about, of course, the Iran situation. Now, I don't know what to say to you, but yesterday the strait was open, the Strait of Hormuz. Now today it's closed. So who knows what the fuck's going to happen? But what I'm trying to say is, it's going to be back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth. Because there were ships fired upon in the Straits of Hormuz today. The United States Navy is still blockading the outside of the Straits of Hormuz. So it's just chaos, basically, what I say to you. And who knows? Israel is very upset at the moment. Well, not much loss, they're upset, but they're upset that they can't bomb innocent children in Lebanon for another while. Because Donald Trump has forbidden Benjamin Netanyahu from bombing. So there's a peace treaty, thankfully, at the moment in Lebanon with Israel. Hopefully that sustains to a lasting peace, but who knows? Israel always wants to bomb everybody in there. And of course, who knows with Iran, to be totally honest, because it's hard to know at the moment what's going to happen in Iran. It's very, very difficult to know, because especially with the Strait of Hormuz being blocked, Donald Trump is very upset about that, of course. But who knows if they're going to give away the uranium and stuff and all what. Young guys, I guess, all games. Asmongold, you mean, yeah. Yeah, well, the game is pretty much like video games and stuff. Like, we were just talking about that because Aaron only just mentioned about it. I was just like, oh, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, like, I seen something about him, yeah. And that's how I mentioned it. Like, I don't play that many games. I play it now and again, but... yeah, well, that too. But a lot of games are just kind of people just want to get away from reality for a few hours and stuff. It's like a book and stuff. You know the way you read a book. If some people like reading books just to get away from it all, just to focus on what they're reading and stuff. Of course, you know, you probably should be reading this book, just to say, you know, this book, it gives you um, all the answers to everything in life. When was this? Was it today? You mean there's a protest today? Um, but no, who knows? Well, it's not Palestine at the moment that's been attacked. It's more Lebanon. But of course, Israel is probably still doing some bad stuff in Palestine too. Um, yeah, like we just don't have time nowadays. Well, I have a bit more time than I used to. You know, I have a bit more time than I used to, but still not that much time at the same time. I get into that later on, that bit, because this bit's about the top of there. Um, after sanity, oh no. Yeah, but that too. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. As McGowan said, you know the way you buy games online. Like, technically, you have a license to own that game. Like, you know the way I have a physical copy of it. Just for argument's sake, you know City Skylines, the game. This is a physical copy. They can't come to my house and take it. You know the way you buy this game, say online. You buy it online, the Microsoft Store. You technically have a license for it. You know, this is the copy. You know, I own this. You know, even though the watcher don't not be happy, but you know, I own this copy. Klaus Schwab's is very upset. But you know what I'm saying? Like online too, they can take it away if they want to. Like it's only a lease basically. So, but yeah, so we see what happens in Iran. Most likely, nothing's going to change. You know, most likely nothing's going to change for a long time. So, unfortunately, the price of petrol and everything is going to skyrocket. They've already said here it could be €4 for a litre soon, which is insane. I never think I don't even remember. I don't even know was it ever €4 before. Maybe back in the 70s it could have been, but I don't think so. Was it ever €4 euro for a gallon? Yeah, like a lot of people do buy them online now, but I buy a lot. Like I used to buy a lot in stores, so when the GameStop was there. But nowadays, unfortunately, there's no like shops and stuff selling new games. Of course, yeah, Israel's playing a role in all that, but you're not allowed to talk about that. You're forbidden from talking about that. Well, not me, but, you know, we're all forbidden from talking about it. You can't mention that. About a certain country in the Middle East, you're not allowed to criticize them. Um, you know, or you have the United States crying about it. Or you have, you know, you never know who you're gonna have out. But yeah, but it is crazy. But yeah, the reason why Israel, particularly Benjamin Netanyahu, wants the war to continue for a while is because he is facing corruption charges. Like he's facing corruption charges in Israel. So he wants to keep the war going because obviously when there's a war going on, they can't replace the prime minister, etc. So he's in a lot of trouble too whenever the war comes to an end because he's been up to some shady dealings, not to mention blowing people to bits. But but they're not going to never do anything with that because basically the United States is basically said to the International Court in The Hague, you know, he's accept for any wrongdoing, you know. But yeah, no, but I just wanted to talk about that. So pretty much, unfortunately, I don't think anything's going to change. But the even worse news to do with this, listen to this bit, that in Europe at the moment, this is very important, but just to say for holiday makers and people going away and stuff, like particularly coming into June, July, a lot of people leave for holidays. That's when people get their holidays, summer holidays, and children, etc. The problem is, this is the problem, listen to this, that Europe only has about 6 weeks of jet fuel left to sustain itself. Like Ryanair said it, that they only have until the end of May or so in fuel. So there's huge problems coming for tourism here in Ireland too. There's going to be no tourists coming. It's not many at the moment, but whoever is coming is not going to be coming because there's no jet fuel, and you know that means the price of tickets and stuff is going to skyrocket when there's very little jet fuel left. So nobody's going to be coming here. No people are going to be leaving here to go to say a holiday in Spain or Portugal or wherever. So huge problems coming if this is not sorted soon, because nobody will be able to go anywhere basically for the next probably a year and a bit. Uh, yeah, they won't drill it. There's oil fields off the coast. There's not that much oil. Like I'm not saying it would last 100 billion years, but there's still a good bit of oil. But they won't drill it here. Yeah, they never mentioned about that one. Yeah, they never talk about that. But it's very clear to be seen, um, like the sheer influence Israel has in Washington. Like nobody else is. Only for the United States, Israel wouldn't exist basically at the moment, um, because they wouldn't have the support. There would have been every other country would have turned against them basically, um, because there's no other country really on their side. Like nobody else is taking them up for them. Like there's no other country like the UK and stuff. Has basically said it's whatever you do, it's your own business. Um, yeah, like this, but that lasts for years. But still would help. But they won't do it. They won't. It's the same what Donald Trump keeps saying at the moment about Keir Starmer and the Nord Stream oil and stuff. He won't drill the Nord Stream and stuff. But yeah, but they won't do it. It's just insane. But unfortunately, a lot of people are going to not have like go away on holidays this year because the planes, the situation with the jet fuel. So a lot of people are not going to get holidays this year, unfortunately. Um, but hopefully it'll sort it soon. But it will affect people. Will it definitely will? By the end of May, it will. I don't know how badly, but it probably will affect this country worse than a lot of places. Just the same. It's like flying an out like in China. Um, Kim Jong Un, patriotic. Oh no. Um, the what did she say? The Irish tri flag. You mean the Irish tri flag? Don't be flying that Irish tri flag. Um, what is an Irish tri flag? Like I never seen the like a senator like I not go to a protest if I see an Irish tri flag. So no more protests. If there's an Irish tri flag, I'm not going near them. So yeah, that's the most insane thing, and it just went viral. That the Irish senator, this is not a Chinese senator or anything, just saying, "Oh yeah, I won't go to a protest in Ireland because there's an Irish flag in it." Imagine saying that. Like, imagine sitting there and saying that. Like, she actually said it with a straight face. Like, I couldn't sit there and say, "I won't go to a protest in Ireland if there's an Irish flag at it." Like, come on now. Like, it'd be like me going over to Finland and saying, "I won't go anywhere if there's a Finnish flag." Then why are you here? Like, but there's no problem when it comes to Palestine. Again, she have a Palestine flag with her, or God knows what flag, every other flag in the world, Venezuelan flag probably too, a Ukrainian flag too. But you won't put an Irish, you won't go near an Irish flag. Doesn't make any sense. But again, that's entitlement, as the Irish Constitution says. She doesn't have to go to a protest if she doesn't want to. Nobody can force her. But I still take issue going into being an Irish senator and saying I won't go near a protest because there's an Irish flag and it could be far right. I take issue with that. I don't take issue. She can choose herself if she wants to go to a protest. But I don't know about that one. I think everybody be like, "What the fuck?" An Irish senator coming out with that. Like let's be fair. And what is the tri flag when it's at home? And presumably he was trying to say tricolour, which is the white pronunciation. But I don't know what a tri flag is. Like, it doesn't even sound familiar. Like tri flag. Yeah, I don't know. Was it just her misspeaking? So maybe it was, but it's the fact that she never corrected and said, "Oh yes, it's the tricolour." Oh yeah, I know about her. Yeah, but uh, it's the only time she ever came up my way off or something. If that makes any sense. But which is insane. Um, the Irish tea sock, at least with the tea sock one, it was funny. Like Liz Truss was funny. The Irish tea sock, like it was funny. Like at least there was some humor to that. The Irish tea sock, which in fairness is not that bad. Like we can call him the tea sock. Michal Mons the tea sock. I wouldn't. I'd rather listen to a tea sock. I think the tea sock is better. um, but yeah, no, but I don't know what to make of that. But it's just the Irish Constitution allows us to speak. I would just say to reflect on her words. That's what I would say to her. At the end of the day, she can't be forced to go to a protest if she doesn't want to go. But I would reflect on, um, should you not go for another parliament? Maybe you should go for some other parliament somewhere else. If you don't want to be wearing Irish flags or something like that. I don't know about that one. Yeah, but some people just say it weirdly. Um, so yeah, just to say about the quiz actually last week, because we wasn't live Wednesday. I meant to say it Wednesday, but I wasn't here Wednesday. The quiz went well last week. We did have an issue with it, of course. But Greenface, he wouldn't take the money. He wouldn't take the €100. So we had to beat it out of him. No, we don't. But no, I got him on Make Cavan Great Again hat. That's how I got him. So that money, so it was 22 something like for the hat and stuff. So we still have €80. We added into the next prize, if that makes any sense. So say for example we do another quiz in say in a month or two time, that'll go into the next prize, for another to add on to something. How does that sound? I think that's fair because I was going to donate to the charity and I was like, oh, we should just leave it for the next prize and we can have a bigger prize for the top one. But I think we have to make a rule that you have to take it. You have no choice. But at least we got him something for it. We got him a Make a Cavan Again hat. But you have to take it. We should make a rule that you have to take the money because he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't give me his PayPal. So we got him a hat instead. So yeah, just to let people know. Disgraceful. Yeah, I think it's. I don't really agree with what he's saying, or is he just doing it for the shits and giggles? I don't. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what he's doing. Yeah, no bother, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We'll see you later. We probably won't be here when you probably finish. So, but yeah, we'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's not the usual time. We're a bit early, but thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Them dishes. Blow all the dishes out of it. Throw all the dishes out the foot long. The dishes. I say notifications didn't go out too, because we're going to have Sean and we're going to have Fiona in here saying, "Oh, I didn't get notification." We're going to have some of them in here saying that. I did not get notification. See you later. Thank you, Kevin. What is this now, Sam? What about the Free State? What are you on? No, sorry, somebody's on about Free State something. No, what is this about? So you can see I get easily distracted. Easily distracted. What is this? Sorry. Give me a moment. Sorry. Just replying to something. Sorry. This is the worst thing about being a YouTuber. Because I don't want to feel like people, like I'm ignoring people when they're leaving comments and stuff. I don't want to feel like that. Also, have you come across? I don't know if everyone is still here. Have you come across your Finnish friend? Because I don't know. I think he's. I don't know. I haven't seen him the last few days, so I think he gave up. I think he said fuck this shit. Because nobody seemed to have seen him. Because we didn't ban him or anything like he was. I don't know if he came across him. He probably was around maybe with you. I think it was over what I said about Sandham Owl and stuff. That he called her woke and stuff like that. So I think that's what was over. Maybe he was a bit upset about it. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else now. I can't think of it. Oh yeah, I made a video earlier on talking about this to do with the mental health services in Ireland, particularly for young people. Now, there's only 50 beds in the whole country for CAMs, for the mental health service of the HSE, the state-run HSE, basically. There's only 50 beds. There should be probably a 200 at least. Leo Franco's talking shit. But yeah. But yeah, it's quite bad because well, the good news is in that regard that Lindauer, the place in Cherry Orchard and Ballyfermot, is opening up again after being closed for the last 3 years probably. And actually longer, sorry, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's a long time. No, it actually wouldn't be 4. Yeah, been 4 years. Yeah, sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, be around 4 years. So thankfully it is reopening. It's about time it reopening. To be totally honest, it should have been reopened a long time ago. But the simple fact is they could not get staff, and it's insane. And this is a very modern facility and stuff. You think they would have paid the staff, especially because they spent a lot of money in building the thing. You think they would pay the people to work on it. But no, we won't do that. That's too simple. That's a simple solution. We can't do that. So, yeah. I'll take off this hat for the moment. My hair is a mess because of wearing hats all day. So my hair is a mess. It looks just like a joke. Like, look at that. That's a joke. I should go and brush my hair. That's probably what I should do. And I wouldn't mind. I only got my hair cut a few weeks ago and stuff. You can see a live session of brushing my hair. This is better than the mirror. Oh my god, it's still sticking up at the top. Even though I just couldn't give a damn for my hair. Oh my god, it's just about looking somewhere decent. Like, my god, look at that. Like, what the fuck? I have to get a mirror. Actually, this is a bit fucking. Like, it's like a mohawk. Yeah, like it's a joke. I don't know why that bit won't stick down. I should probably put water on and stuff because it won't stick down. Like, regardless of what I do, it won't stick down. So, yeah, there you go. I just have to live with this now. Like, looking like this, like, wow. Like Boris Johnson in no time. So, yeah. Great to know the notifications didn't go out and stuff. We just chat, I suppose, for a few more minutes. Well, maybe not stay too long, but because it's my own fault, I probably should have waited. But I wouldn't mind. I'd literally had nothing to do, so I said, "Fuck it, we'll go live out it. We'll do it live," as they say. Now, people are very upset about Catherine Connolly at the moment. She's over in Spain. She's on her first trip abroad as Uachtaráin Ní HÉireann, President of Ireland. She's off on a dondo. Of course, you and I are paying for it, lovely. But she's off on a dondo anyway, and she's over there now in Jesus. She's living the life of Wiley. Of course, all paid for by the tax. We don't worry at all. All paid for. So yeah, she's over there yapping. She's talking about the protest. Now, I don't know where she was for the last week, but she's finally woken up and said, "Oh yeah, there was a protest." And she's saying, "It's not my job to fucking speak about it. Let the politicians do it." Now, in fairness, the Constitution says, yeah, the president only has a ceremonial role. It's not really, she can't comment on political issues. But of course, when it comes to Palestine and stuff like that, that goes out the door very quickly. But yeah, she should be able to at least say, yeah, we should probably look after the farmers a bit better. At the very least, because at the end of the day, she is getting paid €300,000 a year. She should be able to talk about something, you know. Like I get the Constitution says it, but to a certain extent, the president has the right to say something. You know, or should have the right to say something. Like it's isn't that we're not asking for the moon out and the stars. Raise the hope we're not asking for the moon out and the stars. Um, oh my God, the amount of stuff. What is this? Who is this to do with, so? See, the worst thing about comments nowadays, they always end up in the hold section. And there's about maybe 20 comments going in there a year. Well, not a year, but weekly. Oh my God, just let the comment go through. I don't even know what to go through, but I don't know why it keeps just telling me no. I should probably just not allow any comments to go into the hold section at the top. But the only reason why I have it is for threats and stuff like that. For really bad stuff. Okay, that just doesn't want to work for me. It's always a pleasure when that doesn't want to work for you, when the thing just says, no, we won't work for you. But yeah, great stuff. Technology is lovely. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about is to do with the new Tesco store in Cavan. Now, since God was a gossip, but maybe 20 years ago, they were talking about this Tesco store for the last 20 years. Now they're finally kind of turned the sod. For the first time, they've turned the sod in 20 years. They were talking about 20 years. It's probably going to take another 20 years for it to be built. But yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. That's what she said. But yeah. So pretty much, yeah, there's a lot of fears. We'll talk probably more in the video to come. But there's a lot of fears. And even when I was young and stuff, I remember hearing about it. That people were afraid about the shops in the town itself going out of business because this Tesco store will have all the clothes, everything you would want, basically. It'd be like a shopping centre. Basically would be a shopping centre. Like, it's going to be huge. It's a huge area. So it'd be like probably like Nav in the shopping centre with Nav, and I would say something like that. Not it'd be just Tesco, maybe in a few other shops and stuff. But Tesco basically would have everything you want: clothes and food, everything. Going to be fucking massive, huge. It's going to probably bring. I think they said about 400 or 500 jobs could be made by this. So we're talking about a huge amount of jobs, employment, and stuff. So who knows? But that's what they were saying for the last 20 years. It could be different now. But I remember back when the flower was happening, there was a big discussion about that. Was in 2012, a long time ago. But I remember them saying about that it was imminent that they were going to stop building. But obviously there was delays, planning delays, and oh God, and objections and stuff, because it is huge. It's a huge probably environmental impact too, of course, because this massive. They had to dig up loads of ground to do it and stuff. And then obviously with the traffic and stuff, there's a lot of concern about the traffic flows, etc. But it seems like it's finally good. It's finally been the first sod has been lifted. So it probably would take another 4 years and before they even build, like get ready to probably when they build it. Maybe that's optimistic, but we could have it by 2030. We could, but we see what happens. But we'll talk about it in the video to come. Now, people, I did talk about it in the video once before, but I'm happy enough as long as the people of Cavan are happy enough with it. That's what I'm trying to say. I have no personal objection against it. But as long as the people are happy in Cavan with it, and it's to benefit the people of Cavan, like with the jobs, the Cavan people get the jobs, and etc. I have no objection to it. There's no objection by me to it. As long as the people are happy in Cavan with it, that's all I'm happy with. And as long as it doesn't affect the small businesses, that's the other thing I would say. Like Connolly's shop there in Cavan, it's 102 years in business. A lot of people like that and other shops like that in the town, I would have no issue at all with it. But hopefully it won't. But I say the people who usually shop in Connolly's and other places will go to the same shop anyway. So hopefully not. Hopefully it won't have too much of an impact. But it might affect a few shops. It will definitely probably affect, but it will probably affect every shop. I think the fear was beforehand that it would affect every shop and that it'd be all the shops that close down. I don't think that's going to be the case. Hopefully not. That was the fear back then too. That they would do everything out of business in the town. Which I don't think will happen. I don't know. It depends, but I don't think it would. We'll see, but hopefully not. But again, we talk about it a bit more when the time comes. But I suppose time will tell. It's hard to know because it's kind of what ifs and what if not and what if not. It's hard to know. A lot of people probably rather be in the town than go up to, where the place is on top of the hill, just above Tesco, the small Tesco. Um, it's kind of 50-50 to see how that will work out. Because a lot of people have to go out of the way to get to it, if that makes any sense. So it all just depends, because it's not like in the centre of the town, it's up in the hill in the town. It'd be different if it was in the outskirts of the town, like when you come in from the institute way there, it would probably do great business. But it's just where it is too. It's an awkward place to go to put it. In my view, it's an awkward place, but I don't think that any other place to put it, because it is massive. Like, this is the only place they had the room to put it. The other place they considered, I think, at one stage back when I was probably sure 2008 or something like that. They were talking about by the hospital there somewhere. Well, the probably would have been a terrible spot too, because it would chock a block probably the hospital. But they were talking about it out there at one stage. And then they changed their mind. I don't know what made them change it, but I vaguely remember hearing about that when I was younger. But they pretty much have decided where it's going to be now. So, but out there they're going to talk about it. Because it is a massive place. Like, you're talking about, it could be the size of 3 or 4 estates, basically maybe 50 houses in the estate. It's massive. It is massive. So, it's going to be huge. It's not something the Cavan has ever seen before, I know. And a lot of people have often said, why did Cavan never have a shopping centre? Because Mullen has a shopping centre. Navan has a shopping centre. Lockford has a shopping centre. But Cavan never had a shopping centre. Like a shopping centre in one place, like they have in Helsinki and stuff like that. But basically, this will be a shopping centre. Like, there's no doubt about it. Now, time will tell whether people would like it or people not like it. Because this new thing in Cavan, like, it's not like a thing that's always existed and stuff. So we see what happens. We hope it's been the benefit to the people of Cavan. Because at the end of the day, that's all I care about. As long as it benefits the people of Cavan. If people of Cavan are happy with it, then I'm happy with it. But we'll wait and see. But I will talk about it in more detail in a video to come. I wait and see everything, what happens. But yeah, that's just a bit of local news, I suppose. Local news. The local weather. But yeah, it's unfortunate notifications didn't go out and stuff. It is a pity. I have to try and work out some other way. What is this? So give me 2 seconds. Hello, Sisha. How are we keeping? How are we doing? We're just talking about. We were talking about Tesco and stuff. So hope we're well. I hope we're having a good Saturday. What is this? It's all quiet here. Notifications and stuff didn't go out, so there was not much activity. We did have Aaron Onion here and Kieran and stuff. Apart from that much, not many others of him, because notifications, and of course we're all early too. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't remember now. What was it? Oh yeah, did you see your Finnish friend? I meant to say, because he's gone AWOL. I think he's left the place. I think he's had enough with us. Because I think you said he was in your channel before. I think you said you blocked him. Oh, jeez, you said stay in the car. Oh, Jesus. And chicken in the oven. Oh, no. Well, it probably is. It's probably warm enough. It probably is warm enough where you are, but yeah, no, today it wasn't. It was very wet. Like it's just raining all every few minutes. Like it might look okay outside, but the next 10 minutes it could be raining. Some weather, some summertime. But this is technically not the summer yet. The next month technically is the summer. It roasting through the glass. Oh Jesus! Well, you don't have to go to Spain anyway. You have the cow. The cow is better than Spain. No, no, yeah. I used when I was when my mother had a cow and stuff. It was often warm, um, like in the real summertime and stuff. I suppose where you put the cow too. If you park it in the sun and stuff, um, it can be very hot. It's lovely. Oh, Jason, it's lovely when I don't know the sun. I don't know. um, See, us paddies are not used to the sun. Like the vampires. Like look at my skin. Like look at how. Like my hands are a bit more tilted and stuff, but my hand, like look at my hands. I know, like look at my, like, they're just pure white. That's from gloves and stuff like that. Because obviously, you have gloves like they are very very white. You know, but there's a bit of color on my hands, a bit, not much, but it's not much at all. But um, like that's mainly from the farmer. They would call it the farmer's tan. That's what they call it. Because obviously, when you're walking outside, the majority of the time you'll have this exposed more than your hands and stuff. So they say. Um, but you know, too much sun is not good either. Like it's good to get a bit of sun, of course, but too much sun is not great either. Well, yeah, especially if you're in Spain or something, it's not great. No, sure, Jesus. But it's good to see it, of course. Thank you, Caesar. I appreciate it. I probably am getting a bit too angry with these in videos. A bit too whiz up, if you may use that word. I think that sounds a bit dangerous. I don't know that. Not that. We're getting a bit too hyped. Let's call it that. Give me 2 seconds of it. I just have to look at this. What is this? Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Not angry enough. Oh, Jesus, you don't want me to be angry. More angry. See, I can't just be shouting down the fucking thing, you know. It's better to try and be calm enough, I know. So you don't want to be taken as a German or something like that. Especially too, because people have often said to me millions of times at this stage that they can't understand you, especially when you're angry and stuff. People won't understand you. They can barely understand me as this. The population. So yeah, this day pretty much, 1936, when the Irish Free State conducted the first census, the population of Ireland was 2.9 million. Imagine back in 19. This is 100 years ago, basically today. The population of the Irish Free State, the 26 counties, 2.9 million basically. Northern Ireland was 1.2 million, so basically 4 million people in the state. No, yeah, well, 3 point something million, yeah, not 4 million exactly, but 3 something, which is insane. Compared to now, it's in the 5 million here. Yeah, 5 million here and another million in Northern Ireland, 6 million, yeah. 6 million people. But yeah, of course, the population before the famine was 8 million people on the island of Ireland, which was insane. I think there was 8 million people here. Um, but then famine came, 1 million people died. It was 1.2 million or something that died in the famine. Another million emigrated. So yeah, about altogether maybe 2 point something million either emigrated or died uh, due to the famine and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people left and stuff. And unfortunately, Ireland has never really recovered. See, years ago, people had big families too. I suppose that was the thing. Like a lot of Irish parents would have had 10, some cases 15 children. Now, all of them probably wouldn't survive childbirth and stuff, but did have big families. Like my mother and stuff had, like not my mother, but my grandmother had 11, no, well, it was 10 kids, 10 children. And that was in the 60s and 70s and stuff. Which was a lot. 10 children's a lot. And especially because her husband died when they were very, very young. They were all kind of around that age or even babies by that when the husband died. So she was left to raise them on her own, on a widow's pension. Back in the about the end of the 60s or so, yeah. Going into the 70s. I don't know how she done it, but she done it. Especially with 10 kids. Like, imagine if they look at one kid's bad enough without 10 kids. But I suppose families were more together and stuff. The older ones looked after the younger ones and stuff. Nowadays, that's people just left to fend for themselves. The same with children and stuff. But yeah. But I suppose there were bigger families back then. That's what I'm trying to say with that 8 million population. Because usually the majority of Irish people nowadays only have 1 to 2 kids. Back then it was about maybe, I think the average was 5 or 6, I think it was, yeah, something like that. I remember seeing some was 5 or 6, yeah, that was the average. Nowadays it's only about maybe 2, at most 1. Like, it's pretty bad. Yeah. But yeah, it just shows you the differences of both too. But it's too expensive nowadays to look to have many children. Imagine, I know the state would help out a bit in children's allowance and stuff, but still it's a lot to try and send them to school, etc. Get them books, etc. for school, college. You couldn't do it. Then to feed them and clothe them and electricity, housing. You couldn't do it. Especially housing nowadays. That's supposed the biggest obstacle more than anything else. Because obviously, if you have a load of children, you need space. You can't just live in your parents' basement. You need space for it. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that space. And that's just a simple reality of it. But yeah, that's not going to change anytime soon, unfortunately, because the government just don't care. But it's kind of the opposite way nowadays. Like, in Iran and stuff like that, in Africa and stuff, they have loads of children. You get what I'm saying? And to bring them over here, etc. So you can see the difference, I suppose, in the demographics too. But yeah, in the demographics. Oh yeah, did everybody see Leo Varadkar getting annoyed the other day? He lost the plot. Because what was it? Yeah, Leo Varadkar basically. He was, hello, Brian. You were asking the other day why we wouldn't live. Hope we're well. And then you were questioning the Santa Mound about being a woman. What are we talking about? We were just talking about Leo with the link there. We were saying about him getting screwed online on Twitter. Like, he kind of got roasted. Yeah. And he's very upset about it. And now he's talking shit about the farmers. Because he's taking it out on the farmers. But what is a woman, Brian? What is a woman? Oh no. But no, he's very upset over being called out over that. What do you suggest? I know you often suggest that, but I think that's just to suit your narrative. Um, but no, I'm sure you know what I meant. That it was more or less like, who was she? She was a woman on this. Like, what does she? What she known for? I suppose that would have been the best way to phrase it. Or what job does she have? That makes sense. But I suppose it is true. Like, if I showed Santa Mountains, even though a lot of people would know what they see, but if I showed it to a random person on the internet that didn't know who Santa Mountain was, just showed it this picture and be like, "Who is that?" They would say that's the woman. If they didn't know who she was, because there's some people that wouldn't have a clue who she is, even though a lot of people would have seen her face before. Yeah, she probably still doesn't know what a woman is, so that's gonna be great. If I ever come across him and bring a picture of Santa Mountain and ask him, "What is this?" Like, yeah, just thinking back at that video, like he basically like he basically like looking at his face. You think he was asked, "What does the meaning of life?" You know. Uh, oh, you probably would have heard of it. You would have definitely seen it before. Like, you definitely would have seen it before. Not on this channel, but definitely would have seen it somewhere else before, on social media or somewhere. Particularly when she was prime minister and stuff, you would have seen her with the party videos and stuff. You definitely would have seen that. I say you definitely, because at the time it was everywhere. Like, that was everywhere at that time. I remember that. It was everywhere. It was in every media outlet in the place about it. And not only that, too, when she became the prime minister and stuff, was a big hullabaloo about it. You get what I'm saying? So you probably wouldn't know who she was, but you definitely seen her face. Yeah, it actually is the thing. Like, they actually thought it was Helen McEntee. Like, imagine having a picture of Helen McEntee in your wall. Like, imagine the shit I would get for that. Like, imagine that every fucking, like, channel, every, like, far right extremist be saying, "Look at this idiot and local fella, he has a picture of Helen McEntee on his wall." Where I don't even think Holly Collins would do that, but Helen McEntee, like, God forbid, like, every YouTuber, God knows, the whole lot would be up in arms. Like, it would be up in arms. Like, you mean to tell me, like, the fucking, I'd be public enemy number one. Like, the farmers would be here giving out to me. Whatever, but Holly Collins, people wouldn't be that what. Pop singer, my wall, oh no. Well, pop singer isn't that bad, but like, they're posters and stuff. This is frame photos and stuff. That's a bit different. But yeah, no, that person did take. I can't remember who it was that commented that. It was like someone that was here a few times, but I can't remember exactly. But Helen McEntee, Helen McEntee. Oh my god! Like, I just think of that. It was fucking funny. I'm not going to do that because it would probably, Yeah, well, that fucker sent me the thingy. I didn't ask him to send it to me. He said it to fucker. So I don't want no more voting. Oh yeah, if you put no more voting on the wall, the place pipe would burn down. But yeah, no, God knows. Imagine having a picture of no more voting on the wall. Like, good God, you'd be trying to scare people. There could be a horror channel then. Also, no more voting talking about leadership the other day. Just the casual thing, the leadership. Talking about leadership, we have to show leadership. Like, no more voting. Fuck you, Deputy Stag. Fuck you. Most unparliamentary language. Oh yeah, so Michael Healy-Rae left. We were talking about this actually the night. Yeah, so Michael Healy-Rae left the government too. Obviously, he had really no choice. He was either he basically was fucked regardless of what he did. Because if he didn't leave, he wouldn't get elected again ever. Like, he wouldn't get elected. Same with Danny. So they had no choice but to leave. But they should have left the first day this happened. So they probably are fucked anyway. People will remember what they did. So who knows? They probably are fucked, I say, in the next election. when they're over. Yeah, so you don't get notification. Did you get notification by it? Because I think the notification's just totally screwed on these channels in the channel now. Deputy Gug, that's most unparliamentary language. It is most unparliamentary language, and I apologise. But I know. Fuck you, Deputy Stag. Fuck you, Simon Howes. Me whole. Won the country into the ground. Sorry, I'm busy yapping here for a second. See, this is the worst thing about being a YouTuber and stuff, because people be messaging you and stuff. Even though I don't mind. I don't mind people messaging me and stuff. But it's just how when you don't want to feel like you can know on people. If that makes any sense. But yeah, so that's pretty much. I think that's nearly everything. So yeah, Michael Healy left. So basically, the government survived, and it was no surprise. Everybody knew they were going to survive the motion and no confidence. But the interesting thing is, I suppose, too, the other thing to mention is there's a lot of Fianna Fáil TDs up in arms at the moment. Now, they should have been up in arms before the vote, but they're all up in arms now after the vote is over, when they could have actually done something useful. But yeah, they're all up in arms now because they know they're pretty fucked. Like poor Willie O'Deed is having a bad time. He's in the people saying they're not going to vote for me anymore. So he has to sell his hash instead. Now, Willie O'Deed has been there fucking, like, good God, he must be there 50 years in the door. Like, at this stage, he's fucking part of the furniture. You might as well fucking become a chair. Oh, but nobody talks about Mr. Boss for the win anymore. If GTA 6 gets delayed, there's going to be World War 3. I would just to say. Because people will lose the plot. Like, people are going to lose the plot if it's delayed any longer. Like, people actually are going to go mad. I don't think anybody will that, but people are literally going to riot into the streets over that. Because there's people literally fucking, going to go mad. But Mr. Boss for the win is going to make thousands. Like, even though he clickbait and stuff, he's going to make fucking millions of GTA 6. He's going to just fucking pump out stuff 24/7. Like, he's going to just have a license to print money. So he's going to make probably fucking 20 million of it. Like, I'm not joking, he will. Because when GTA 5 came out, he basically made millions. But at least back then, he was kind of reputable when it came out in 2013 and stuff, with guides and stuff like that. Yo-ho, it'd be a nice time for you too. You'll be waiting probably a while. Yeah, like GTA 6 hasn't come out yet, and he's on about GTA 7, so that just goes to show you. GTA 7's another million years away, just to say. Hell, Kelly. Also, there's breaking news, actually, I forgot to say. Breaking news. Let me see where this breaking news is. The West has fallen. What the fuck? Breaking news. Oh my God, one thing. Yeah. Oh. Do you want to hit the breaking news? Do we want to hear the breaking news? Sure, why not? Let me see if I can show you this. I always hate having to share my screen and stuff, it's a nuisance. But yeah, Sandra Moran's bringing a pot. She's bringing a pot for the walk. So yeah, this was on her Instagram, just to say too. It's not like some random person just take a picture of Santa Man with a pot. Now that's a bit dangerous. But just to say, I actually was here on this street, because straight away it looks very familiar. Like I was here, I went through this, walk down this street just recently, not even 3 weeks ago. It's a hairdresser's here and stuff, and a few other places. I don't know where I was going at the time. I think I was going to Finland for your heart at that time, and I was live streaming. But not, I didn't do it when I was live streaming, but when I was going there, I came up here and turned that way back onto Mannerheim, back onto the main street in Helsinki. Now the Tepolotiki church is up here, like the underground rock church is there. But yeah, so yeah, so there you go. Oh, they're back. No, it isn't fucking weed. Like, she's not going to be bringing it on in the middle of the daylight and putting it on the internet. Like, why is she going to do that? It's a plant. Yeah, it's a plant. Like, she often has plants. Not that type of plants. No, not that type of plants. But she often has plants that she doesn't know. She puts it up on her Instagram and stuff. Like on her window and stuff like that. Plants that she waters and stuff. Indoor plants. No. Yeah, doing a aquaculture course, yeah. But no, I presume it's up and because she's obviously moved, like this, what the fuck am I trying to say? Back in December, she moved house to another place. There was a lot of talk in the Finnish media about it because she was getting less. She was selling the house for less for what she paid for, if that makes any sense. Like, she was losing out basically on the price that she paid for. Like, she sold it for, like, I'm not going to say exactly because I suppose it's nobody's business. They're supposed to know. But she didn't get the exact value that she paid for the house, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm not going to say it and stuff. I know it and stuff, but I'm not going to say it. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to say it. Even though it was talked about in the Finnish media, I suppose it's not my business either to be discussing it. But I'm just saying, Just saying. But there you go. That's the live update. But I don't know where this Finnish fellow has gone. Does anybody know where he's gone? Because I think he is upset. I haven't seen him the last few days, so I think he is upset with us. I think we were too mean. One second, sorry. See, this is the worst thing about live streaming and stuff, because people be messaging you, and you don't want to feel like you're knowing people and stuff, and so that's the only reason why. But yeah, so there you go. So everybody's going to be walking the plants. That sounds a bit. You're too popular. I know it's mainly people like chat to me and stuff. It's not so much people who watch me in the live streams and stuff. It's mainly people that know of me and stuff like that. Like a lot of people, like from the political parties, and we're not so much the mainstream political parties, but the other political parties do talk to me about different things. Like a lot of people trust to talk to me about different things. That makes sense. I can't talk about like individual things here, but yeah, a lot of people do just talk to me because I do listen to them. What to say. And I kind of advise them what's the best course. Because the good thing about me is, I suppose, I'm very neutral in terms of stuff. What I mean by that is I don't have any political leanings, apart from Santa Mountain, of course. But, I don't have any political leanings to any party or, have no allegiance to anybody, really, pretty much, apart from Santa Mountain, of course. But you get what I'm saying. So I'd be very open with people what I think. Yeah, he's never seen me anyway. Like, I never seen him in the last week or so. So I don't know. I think he got upset about because basically he said something with Santa Mountain, and I basically went to town. over. It was mainly because again, he's entitled to his opinion, but it mainly was he called her woke and stuff like that, and what else? And he basically, because that time when the stalker was stalking Tanama in the court case and stuff, he basically said that he should basically face no punishment for his action. That's what happened. He didn't face any punishment. Now, Brian, we disagree with that. No, that's the. No, I don't agree. That's no. I don't think she is woke. Have you ever seen fucking Ivana Bacek? No, have you seen fucking Holly Combs or any of them? The youngins, the youngins in Ireland. That sounds like something that 100 years old was saying. These youngins nowadays. But no, I don't know. I think he was just trying to going back to the Finnish further. I never met him, personally. I don't know him personally. So there's people that were Finnish people. There was one person actually in here. He didn't have his name on it, but he was like, "Oh yeah, that was me," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I met you in Finland and stuff." I don't know. You might have been here. That was back a few weeks ago. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I met you, yeah," but he didn't have his name on it. That's how. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it was me," and I was like, "Oh Jesus, I know who you are, yeah." And there was oftentimes people came in here that I met in Finland. They were like, "Oh yeah, that's who I was," and stuff. Because it's different. Because obviously people on YouTube don't use probably the real names in a lot of cases. They use nicknames and stuff. But yeah, I think he was just saying whatever I was against. Like, say if I said, we should blow up the whole planet, or he said, say for example, it was just the opposite of what I said, basically. Allegedly, yes. Well, I don't know about the priority. I don't think she ever said it was a priority because you have to remember there was fucking a million things going on at that time. She was barely 5 minutes as prime minister, and COVID came along and stuff. So I don't know was it her priority to get that, because quite literally everything else happened. What was priority? What was priority for Sanna Marin was getting the parental leave take passed. She wanted to get that passed for the longest in the world for mothers and fathers. That was her priority. She said that was her priority too. I don't know about gender recognition laws. I don't know about that one because I never heard her ever say about that's my priority. Her priority was that and getting Finland through COVID and stuff. Because you have to remember she was literally only prime minister for a few weeks and then COVID came along, and then everything went up in the air. So it's all propaganda, Ryan. Did you hear? It's all these true Finns propaganda. Because I would have known if she said that. Because at the time when you're talking about she became prime minister, so I do remember her saying something like that, but not exactly the words you said there. But at the time, she was just becoming prime minister and stuff. And then COVID happened and stuff. A lot of things were delayed. Like the law to do with the parental leave was delayed by a few months because of COVID and stuff. She wanted to do it straight away, and then COVID came along and it was delayed by a long, long time. And then obviously then Russia and Ukraine happened, and all that happened, and then NATO and stuff. So there was a lot of stuff with all. But I presume you've seen the recent research and stuff, the polls. Basically nobody's happy with the current Finnish government. Nobody at all is happy with them. Literally nobody. When I literally mean nobody, 65% of the Finnish public are like, these fuckers need to go. So, very great. The lowest actually ever, nearly. Also, this day actually in a year's time is the Finnish general election, just to say. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I commented actually on that too, yeah. But she's probably right here, because it was a bit weird. Their children and stuff. They had it on front right and center. Whatever about them, I don't know about the children. I don't think they should have had their face in it. because then the children didn't break the law. You get me say, or it wouldn't dare, like they wouldn't on the middle of the highway protesting and stuff. But I suppose some post in the north he was just too lazy and said fuck it. But they're pretty much just very upset because again the government basically told RT, like RT probably were a bit pro, being a bit at some stages being a bit pro protester. I know the government didn't like that, so the government was said shame these people. And that's pretty much what happened. Shame these people. They're all being far right extremists. Sorry, I'm just waiting up on something here. Apologies. This is the worst thing about being a YouTuber and stuff. Things that happen when you're live and stuff. I tell you, being dyslexic is just atrocious too. Give me 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, Brian. And we'll come to your propaganda now in a second. Where the fuck my pen go? There it is. What the US military at? Oh yeah, you mean about the 2 moms and stuff, yeah. Yeah, but see, the Santa Mount didn't join the military. Like Santa Mount wasn't like, I want to go into the army. And this is why I want to go into the army. Like let's be fair. Everybody laughed at that. Like everybody laughed at the US military, saying it was raised by 2 moms and stuff. Like, the military is not about being raised by 2 moms, it's about fighting people and killing people. In fairness to Santa Mount, at least she didn't go into the Finnish army, but like I'm going into the Finnish army because I had 2 strong women in growing up as and stuff like that. Because everybody laughed at, like, China must have had a great laugh at that too, and Russia and stuff like that. Like, this is what the United States Army wants to get in the army and stuff. Because China and Russia were like explosions, gunfire and stuff, people shooting and doing big pull-ups and all the rest of it. And then the US Army, they were raised by 2 moms and fought for equality, in the army, Whatever about if you wanted to be a politician and stuff like that, but this was the US Army, the leader of the free world and stuff. Well, I don't know about the military thing, because apparently it was all white people and stuff that was in the military recruitment videos and stuff. Funny enough, there was no diversity and stuff. Funny enough, the people that don't want to go on to the front lines. Who? Are you talking about in the video? Are you talking about Santa Mount? Oh yeah, well, but she did. Yeah, you're right in that. She did say that was important to her at one stage. Yeah. She said it a couple of times actually. To come on the thing. But I don't think she's going to be like, oh yeah, let's have this in the Finnish army and stuff. Hope in action. Well, yeah, I'm not. It's not like there's people that literally lose their mind over it. Like, I'm not going to lose my mind over it. Like, at the end of the day, it's people's business. At the end of the day, I'm not going to go mad about it. At the end of the day, if you want to call yourself whatever, there's nothing really I can do to stop you, or anything anybody can really do. But I just don't agree with it. I think, whatever about people being in relationship, men being in relationship with men and women being in relationship with women, I don't pass much marks on that. I don't really care. It's not my business what you do in the bedroom. But apart from people going and saying I'm a man and I'm becoming a woman and stuff, I don't agree with that. But Santa Mountain's a different case, of course. And you have to kind of understand the context, I suppose, behind it too. In Santa Mountain story and stuff too. Because there's different, I suppose, than a lot of cases of it. I've talked about it before and stuff, but it's a different context, I suppose, than usually probably would be. If that makes any sense. You would know if you buy the book Hope in Action. I remember about the cover to read. No, of course not. No. But I suppose I probably shouldn't have said it like that, kind of. But I suppose knowing people that would know that how she grew up and stuff, that makes any sense. Like I probably shouldn't have said it like that, yeah. But I've just presumed people knew how she grew up. You're the only person I suppose they wouldn't know. Well, poor man, what are you trying to illuminate there? What are you trying to make assertions of there? What about Catherine Connolly? Catherine Connolly is doing the mighty work. What of Frances Fitzgerald? She's lost her phone. She lost her phone. Look at all the great work Frances Fitzgerald did. I was untarnished. She lost her phone, etc. Coincidentally. And then she lost the other phone too, coincidentally too. She lost all of her phones. Very peculiar. Well, there was an investigation going on into Garda corruption. Into an Garda sin O'Connor. But yeah, do you want to hear some good news? Oh, there's a fire on a boat. Oh Jesus! Well, hopefully nobody's hurt around it. So why is Santa Man not fixed? But this is the thing. Like this is what the true Finns would say. Like in all fairness, that's what they would say. Why did Santa Mountain not do this? Why did Santa Mountain cause this Strait of Hormuz to be blocked? Like that's what they're pretty much saying. Because you have to remember, you're in a year's time from today. Like if April the 18th next year, there's going to be a general election in Finland, and they're going to be like, why did Santa Mountain cause this Iran conflict? Like, they literally have blamed her for things that literally happened before she was born. Like that's the thing you have to understand. They literally have blamed her for stuff that she wasn't even born when stuff happened, and they blamed her literally for stuff like literally one true Finn. Like I kid you not. They blamed her for like the good weather at one stage. Like, they blamed her for the good weather. They said this is not great. It's like there wasn't as good and hot weather when Santa Mountain was Prime Minister. They were like, Santa Mountain's to blame for this. Pretty much. Like I kid you not. And then one person blamed the one time because they didn't have a new snowplow like for this city in Finland. And they literally blamed her. They said that if Santa Mountain didn't get a snowplow, they said that we wouldn't have this problem. If the snow didn't come because of Santa Mountain, like literally they blamed them for everything. Like I kid you not, they actually have done that. They've blamed them for them things. And then other stuff too. That's only a small picket of the stuff. There's a whole big list of it. Let me see. I look at it. See, probably it's all over Twitter at the moment. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I see it now. Okay, the pastures are safe. Yeah. Yeah, I see it now. It's all over. I don't know. It's probably something sus. That's what I think. Could be something sus on the boat. But at least nobody's injured the whole time. But who knows why it went on fire? We'll wait and see, I suppose, what happens. But as long as it's not in anybody's way, like it's out in the sea, it's not a danger to anybody. I'm trying to say it's in the middle of the sea. No, there's no really anything around it. But anyway, yeah, the video's coming out the 27th about these things on the wall. So we're looking forward to that. Now, I did heavily cut it down. It's only going to be 2 hours long. Because I was going to make it like 4.5 hours long and something like that. But the thing I want to ask people, and I say this to Brian and Aaron only, if anybody else is here, if you have any questions you want to include about Santa Mountain, particularly about the pictures on the wall, please do let me know if you would like questions to be asked. Like I can go in depth. You know, the way online, like when I'm here on live stream and stuff, I get distracted and stuff happens. So if you want a specific answer to questions relating to Santa Mountain or anything, when I'm making a video, it can be more precise and stuff like that, instead of like when I'm live and stuff, people distract me and stuff like that, and things happen, distracts me. But when I'm making a video and stuff, I'm there and I'm talking directly about what I'm talking about, if that makes any sense. The video in the boat, I don't know about the video in the boat. I've seen the journal.ie article on it. And there's a few people talking about it, but I don't. It'd probably be all over the place now in a while. I don't see the video, I see what the journal said. I say there'll probably be a video up later on, but it's pretty black smoke. Like it must be something like, I don't know what they would have. It's pretty. Where do you tell if he's sharing is important to know. No, it's probably possible. Yeah, it is possible. Like she knew who it was. Like the people around me know. Like the people that were there knew who she was. Knew who I was. Sorry. I'll show you the video now from Radio Television. Ads. I probably OT is strike me down for it. But there you go. Big banana. Yeah, she could have. It's possible. Janie Mac Greenface, how are we doing? You got your Make Cavan Great Again hat. Now we're going to keep, as I said earlier on, we're going to keep the prize, the other money for the next quiz. But I hope you're happy with it. I know it's not the exact same, but it was the only one I could get. I was going to get it made by a woman here, but I don't know what she'd be able to do it as good as that. But thankfully they did have it. I had to look into it, but I got it anyway. As long as you got it. But I did have to look up your URL code and stuff. Because they wouldn't let me. I literally had your address, but they wouldn't let me unless I give them the URL code. So I don't know why they were being contrary for that. That they were like I literally had his address, and then they were like, "We want his URL code." Even though they had his address, they literally emailed me later on and said, "We want an email. We want an URL code." Yeah, it's a bit different, yeah. But sorry about that. It's the only one we could get. Because they've probably done different ones in Cavan, like when the Cavan one was open. But it was the only one, because I was going to get one made like this, but upon it. But yeah, but the other prize, the other money that was like the leftover money go towards the next quiz. We added on to something else. We added on to the prize, the prizes. They can, yeah. They took down. I literally shown, like, I'm kid you not. One live stream, I actually showed a snippet of the Beltober bombing, like the OT done it on prime time, and it was literally only 2 minutes, and they took the whole live stream down. They shut it down. I kid you not. They blocked it in Ireland. Like they blocked the whole live stream in Ireland for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. But yeah, no. So sorry about. I hope you didn't mind. I was going to say it in the email, but I hope you didn't mind it. I had to go and look it up. The URL code. Because they literally emailed me afterwards. Literally, they had your address, but they wanted the URL code, the email. Sorry, they wanted the URL code, like for fuck reason why. But so yeah, apologies if I felt like it was stalking you or something like that. Um, because it would have probably took an extra day or two if I didn't look it up, if that makes sense. Yeah, but they literally did. They literally blocked it in Ireland. Um, so yeah, it's just be careful because OT could block the whole stream, even though not many people do watch the stream and stuff. It's just people want to listen. But yeah, so he got to make it get cavan great, make cavan great again hat, green face. So that's so he can go around all of the country with a make cavan great again hat. No, he wouldn't take the Western money. I tried to fucking make him take the Western money, but he won't take the Western money. Disgraceful. We're going to have to make a rule that people have to take the money when they do a quiz. Because we don't want anything to do with a backwards looking idea of nobody taking the money. You know, we're not Apple. We're not Apple here. Well, what do you mean by would you like to try? 50 or so, yeah, I probably should. But this is the thing, it'd be different if we were doing some kind of event or something, but we don't really do much, you know. Yeah, what was it? There was 12 questions. Yeah, it was 9 out of 12. Yeah, you're right. But he done well enough, man, yeah. Because I didn't tell him, I only told him about an hour beforehand. That, yeah, it was the Santa Mountain quiz. You know, I kind of forgot to tell him. I actually did. I thought I mentioned it, but I didn't mention it. It's the only way how I know, because my moderator said, "Oh, you didn't mention it. You said there was a quiz, but you didn't say specifically what it was." And I was like, "Oh shit," because I meant to say it, but I forgot all about saying it. But yeah, we could if we ever do something, we definitely would get a good few made. We definitely get a good few done on something. But my hope was that Santa Mountain would come here on a book tour, but I don't think that's going to happen, as far as I know. Even though she did, like I know, but when I did meet her that time, she said there was no plans for it at the moment. It was Kahoot, yeah. It was Kahoot buying. You know, so I don't think unless it's because she said up until now I can say this. I didn't say this before, but she did say up until April there was no offence that she was coming to in Ireland. So I don't know about after April, but that's what she said to me. There was nothing before April. This now I can tell you it's because it is April now, so I can tell you that now. Because I did she did say it in November to me when I was there in November. Because I said I see you in Ireland, and hopefully we meet in Ireland next time. And she said, "Oh, I won't be probably there for a while anyway." That's what she said. At least until April. That's what she said to me in November, just before I left. So, for the fish, yeah. But I don't know about that. But no, that's what she said. But I don't know. But that's I didn't say this before because obviously I didn't want to, because it was confidential information, I suppose. But yeah, she did say up until April, and this is April now. But I don't know after that. That's what she said basically to me. That she didn't know after that. And to be totally honest, I don't know yet anything. So, but if she did come like for a book tour and stuff like that, obviously in some bookshop and stuff. But if she did, we would do something as a community thing. I'm not saying about doing something like dangerous something, but you know we would probably do a meetup and stuff. Because I did say we would do, but you know. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it now. I didn't say it before. Because obviously it wasn't before April and stuff, and it wouldn't be nice to say it because she didn't tell me to broadcast it to the world and stuff. Yeah, you missed 3, yeah, but it was totally fine with it. At least it wasn't like if it would be different if it's 3 or 4 people. The GA stands for what number? Yeah, that's pretty much the GA for you. Why are we talking about the GA? What all of a sudden are we talking about the GA? Me releasing an autobiography and how are you well? Like the poor spelling the grammar and stuff. People would literally shoot themselves over. You know. So yeah. Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. I don't know what's the GA talking about that. Is the other. Um, but funny enough, when I was there in March, I didn't say this before. I was talking to somebody that knows her, like that's very familiar with Santa Mountain. What I mean by familiar, like they went to high school with her, and like when she was there, they went to secondary school basically with her. And they were part of the Social Democrats and stuff. And she did say to them, like it was very talked about, let's put it that way, that somebody came all the way from Ireland. Because she knew that I came all the way from Ireland to see her. And I said it to her too, that they came all the way from Ireland. But she knew who I was. But yeah, but I did say it to her back in November that time. But yeah, it was well talked about. Like she talked about it too, and like after the fact, that somebody came all the way from Ireland to see me. So it was talked about. Just to let you know, I meant to say that earlier on, but it was because when I was there on St. Patrick's Day, um, I met the person, and I knew her from before. I talked to her before, but I came across her, and she said about it too. Because it's not every day that somebody comes all the way from Ireland to see you. Because especially because all the other people there, apart from the person that was co-hosting the event, was from the United States, was from Los Angeles, but had a podcast and stuff like that. And she was there because she was being paid to be there. Now, I'm not saying I was being paid to be there, but but you get what I'm saying. So it's very unusual. Well, not unusual, but it's you don't see that every day. What about the you mean the GA and stuff? Probably is. I'm not sure, but you never know what the GA. Yeah, it was mentioned in one of the Finnish. It was mentioned in one of the Finnish papers. I can't remember what one, but it was mentioned. I can't remember where it was mentioned. And also before I went that time to Finland, this is when she was in the United States before she came to Finland, back to Finland to do a book tour. She'd done a book tour in the United States first. Now, I didn't know about the fact, and nobody knew about the fact until new enough the time that she was going to start in the United States. I would have probably went to the United States if I knew that she was doing it before. I thought she was starting in Finland and then going to other places, but that changed a few weeks beforehand. But um, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so there was a place in some part of America. I can't remember where it was. Like at some rural part of America, some magazine and stuff. Before I went to Finland that time to meet her, they wanted to talk to me about it. They wanted to put it into the magazine about Santa Mound because obviously a book was coming out and they were doing like they do books. Like they didn't not really books, but there's a magazine and at the end of the book, at the end of the magazine, they do kind of books that come out in the United States, like new books and stuff, they write articles or whatnot. And they wanted to talk to me specifically because they said you know the most about Santa Mountain and stuff, and you could be a good guide and stuff. Now I will say I was offered like this copy here. This is like before the release and stuff. This is supposed to come out a week or two before the release. Now I was offered one of these. I was offered it, but I turned it down because the whole idea was if you get one of these copies, you do a review before the book comes out. Like the New York Times and stuff got it before the book comes out and stuff, the Finnish media and stuff. Like there was an offer extended to me to get it, but I would have to get that. I only have 2 weeks to read it and to write up my review and to do the video. As you know, the review at Hope in Action was 4 hours long, so I was like, no, thank you, because it would be too long and to get there. If that makes any sense, because it would be too much to get done in 2 weeks to do a 4 hour review, to read it and all that. So I could have got it 2 weeks early and done a review on it and stuff. I probably should have, but I did get the copy then. That's how I got this copy. Like this is the advanced readers edition. If you can show that me, so that's what this is, the advanced reader condition. So this was released before. This is for journalists and stuff. You can share it. I think you can. And should be able to, unless there's some kind of some link that's. But YouTube hates people sharing links, like not just on my channel, but you should be able to. But yeah, that's what this book was about. But yeah, I could have got the book a few weeks earlier, but I wouldn't have got the review done. That's the simple thing. Because I wasn't going to be paid or anything. But I didn't care about the money. It wasn't the money. I couldn't care less about that. But it was just simply too much to do, and especially when I knew I was going to Finland that time. Oh no. But yeah, I don't know if it's in O'Connell Street. Is it? Did anybody ever go into O'Connell Street? Did anybody ever actually go and buy the book? I know Assassin did. Like, in fairness to Assassin, he went out and bought the book. I've been saying to people to buy the book and they wouldn't buy the book. Disgraceful. What kind of a community do we have here? Won't buy a book. Disgraceful. But I suppose I did buy a book when I was over in Finland. Like, I bought another one for books. Just making sure it's still there. Like, it's not too bad. 32 something is not bad. That's what I paid over there. I say it's probably similar here. Did anybody actually see in the bookshop? May I ask if anybody ever? Just if you were in the bookshop and you happen just to see it. Yeah, no bother, Fiona. How are you? I hope we're well. Anyway, hope the Italian's going well. Regardless of what you do, unfortunately, in life, and this is the thing, you can never get away from housework. That's the simple thing, because it's always something to do in the house. It's always something to clean or something to move or something to tidy up. Like, that's what I know myself, and it's always a nuisance. Like, regardless if you tidy the whole place up, there's still always going to be something to tidy up and to clean and stuff in the house. Like, housework never ends, pretty much, unfortunately. It's the same with taxes. The West is falling. But yeah, is there any questions about Sanaman specifically you want me to answer in the video? Does that make any sense? So if there's any questions, I would like to know, because the video is coming out in 2 weeks' time, and I want to kind of include them. So if anybody has any questions now, I can take them, because I can specifically give you a long answer, if that makes any sense. So is there any questions around him? Just when I'm here, because we literally have got no questions. I've been asking questions for the last fucking 7 years, and nobody's giving me any questions. Because this is specifically, a lot of the stuff we talked about probably in the video anyway. But if you want specific answers to questions and stuff within the Santa Mountain, because obviously when I'm live streaming and stuff, it's a lot better to give you an answer in the video than this supposed to live stream. Planting spuds, everybody fucking planting something. Few sacks of them. Oh, Jesus. Planting the spuds. But yeah, is there any specific questions you want to ask? How about you, Brian? What's this? Okay, yeah, let me just write this down. So I had to write it down because I won't be able to. Probably could look back on it later on, yeah. But I just write it down at the moment. We can look back on it in the live stream minute, but just so I know. Like, I do actually talk about that in the video. Like, I actually do bring about it. But I cannot see specifically. But it is in the video already, like the whole backstory and all that. Like, it's very much in detail, that bit. But because it'd be a lot better just because a lot of people have asked me about Santa over the years. And oftentimes I wouldn't give them great, like I give them the bare minimum of the answer to my. Oftentimes I go on and stuff, but a lot of times they kind of just what would you say, not go into too much detail, especially in the live stream, because there's other stuff going on. If that makes any sense. But yeah, it's quite insane, just to say. It's quite insane that Santa knows who I am, just to say. It is kind of fine a bit. Especially because, again, as I was saying to you earlier on, she did mention it out, like, after I left and all that. She didn't mention it to people that I know and stuff in Finland. Like, she was like, oh, yeah, I met somebody from Ireland. She named me, first of all. She used my name, too. Like, she knew my full name. And she said, oh, yeah, he was over for my book review and stuff. Because they knew it, and they were like, oh, she actually said it, like, afterward. Because it's, there's not many people would go out of the way, like, to go, especially for that, because I didn't go for any other reason. That's the thing. Oh, Jesus, Greenpeace asking all the questions. But just because it'd be something interesting to put at the end, like the end of the video, the very end. Because we have everything recorded, like pretty much all these things. I do have that other question, like how did she shape Europe, like in the long term, the medium term, I suppose. I didn't actually touch on that. Like, I touched on well, it's not so much the fact that she knew who I was beforehand, of course. We often hold on me. Um, but the main majority of people that were there on that event were people that were Finnish, local people, local Finnish people. It wasn't like an Irish person wanted to be turning up from Ireland. Like the other person that came all the way was from the United States, but they were co-hosting. I went specifically, to see Santa Mountain there. Now I could have met her in the United States if I wanted to fly off. Then I could have met her in the United States because we were talking to people about it, like people that were there with her. Yeah, no, you continue. I can still, I can see them later on. Anyway, like I'm only writing them down for the moment. I can go back to this stream later on. It's just to have now, so they can put them in order. I didn't actually touch on that question that Greenface said because I never really, Tom Finland. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that now. Jesus, jeez, I'm not that bad. We couldn't be that bad. I'd be too pro. Like it would drive people up the bend. There actually was somebody from Guatemala in Finland making videos and talking about politics in Finland. I found that funny. I'm I don't know about that one, but because they were like, I'm the Socialist Party of Guatemala. Like, what? You're from the Socialist, you're in the Socialist Party of Guatemala, and you're in Finland, and you're talking about Finnish politics, and you're talking about Vladimir Lenin and stuff. Like, what? Like, this is what they were doing. Like, I'm from literally, I'm from, like, this person's actually in the Socialist Party of Guatemala. Like, they actually have the fucking Hamlin Sicker on their shirt and stuff. I'm like, what are you on about in Finland? What are you doing? Like, why are you there? What took you there? Like, what's wrong? Like, I'm kid you not. And they're talking about Finnish politics and stuff. And then they're talking about we need a socialist revolution and stuff. Like, what? Like, I'm not kidding you when I say that. I probably do what I probably should do. I should probably just take pictures of it. I'm gonna put it on the Gauder website. I'm only joking. Yeah, that's actually a good question, Brian, because many people have often said it to me. Yeah, I'm not there just to be because it's a lot better than me writing it down. Like I can come back to it later on, but it's just so I have it. I won't record it tonight, but I will have to record it within the next week or so because it's coming out the 27th, Monday the 27th, which is not this Monday. Comes the week after that. But I will answer the question. I can answer them in the video. It'll be a lot better. If that makes any sense. Yeah, so anything else? Is that a fly, I think it might have been. Yeah, like this is actually the thing that I'm not kidding you. I literally watched like there was like they had English, they wasn't speaking English, but the English subtitles on it. So I don't know what they were doing, what they were, I know they are, but they're there anyway. And they mentioned about Santa Mountain too. That's what I was alerted to because they were saying about Santa Mountain and stuff. And I was like, what are you yapping about Santa Mountain for? But thankfully they said nice stuff, so only for that they would have might have got a bit harder. Yeah, like YouTube doesn't like notifications and stuff don't work on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, I don't know why. I presume they're on holidays or something. I don't know what they're doing. Like it's a man and a woman. Like the two of them are. It's a man and a woman. It's the two of them together. I don't know why they're there, what they're doing, but fair enough. But they must be allowed to be there. I don't know what they're trying to do. But they're literally like they're literally talking like that, like but a socialist revolution, And they have a hammer and sickle, like they're wearing a hammer and sickle, like what? Socialist Party of Guatemala, like what? And then you're on about Finnish politics. In fairness, they were like Santa Mountain's getting abused and stuff from the Finnish politicians nowadays, and I was like, yeah, we have no problem, Only for that because I was alerted to it that they were talking about Santa Mountain. I didn't know what exactly they were saying about Santa Mountain. But in fairness, they were like, yeah, Santa Mountain's getting abused from the Cohen government. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to have any issues. Not at the moment, So I don't know what they were doing. But I would love to get the video, but you probably wouldn't understand what they're saying. Because again, it's like English AI speaking. Can't speak English. So I don't know. I presume they're there for some. Oh, do you know what they're probably out there for? Well, Catherine Connolly. No, we're not in Finland. But this was about a week ago to recorded this. This is a week ago or so. But do you know what they're probably doing? They're probably going around to Europe. That's probably what they're doing. And they're going to the thing Catherine Connolly's at. That's probably where they are. That explains it. They're in they're going to that fucking socialist conference in Barcelona where Catherine Connolly is. That's what they're doing. They're touring around Europe to go to that. Oh, that makes sense actually. Because that's the only explanation why they would be there. I'm talking about the Socialist Party in Guatemala. You know, like that's the only reason why they would probably be around Europe. Like it makes no sense why the Socialist Party Guatemala would be around Europe. So I presume that's actually could be that's the only thing I can come up with. It must be. But yeah, is there any other questions anybody wants to ask? I know people are probably getting sussed out with me taking photos and sending them to and call the Shane O'Connell. I'll put you on their database. I'm only joking, we're not going to do that. But yeah. Great stuff. Ho Chi Minh Trail. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know about that one actually. But Ho Chi Minh, I don't think many people are too fond of the Ho Chi Minh. I don't know about that one. I never heard that actually, but I'm not sure. But I don't think people would be too fond of the Ho Chi Minh around Galway. Well, I suppose Galway was conquered by Indians, like the Bows now Indians, the Indians. Sorry, not the Indians. The Bows now Indians from the United States. Father Ted taught me that. July the 19th. Yeah, it was July the 19th, I think it was, when Galway was conquered by Indians. That's a Father Ted reference right there. But yeah, any other questions relating to Sandra Mowan? So yeah. But no, it is actually, just going back to the point of his ways and another one, it is actually quite insane. That she probably met hundreds of people, like when she was in the United States and when she went on book tour. But she specifically remembered me. Like she specifically remembered me and said about it like after the fact, a few days after the fact. So that's to me, I'm a bit scared of that one. Not scared, but I'm kind of humbled by it. I'm humbled that she did remember who exactly was, mentioned my name, like my first name and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite honored that she did after. So yeah. So that's quite. I only knew about that now when I went there in March when I met the person. So yeah, I didn't say. I should have probably told you earlier on, but that was said to me in March. Just there, like it was insane. I couldn't really, I was a bit shocked by that one now. To be totally honest, I was just shocked by the whole lot of it. But the only answer, but I don't know. But yeah, it's not in the, like what Aaron was saying earlier on. It's very possible because again, you have to remember Sandra Mowan's not a woman in her 80s or 90s, at least as far as I know. She's very modern, I suppose, in terms of that. Like Leo Fracke too probably wouldn't know too much about social media. Sandra Mowan's very connected, I suppose, on social media. Like she would know a good bit about online, etc. So it's fair to say she probably would know how to work YouTube and stuff herself. Compared to other people, compared to other politicians. So yeah. So it could be fair to say that she actually was here at one stage. But I say somebody probably did show her the review of Hope in Action, because it was a very in-depth review. Because I've looked around for the reviews of it. Like those newspapers and stuff that reviewed it, but it wasn't as long as mine. My review of it. Like mine was the longest of all, basically. There was no other ones that were longer. There was a German one that was 2 hours, but there was no other review as long as mine. So, and that's just taking out bits too. It could have been longer. But I suppose the good thing about that review is somebody said to me, even though it didn't get amazing views, it didn't get 100 million views, but we spent a good bit of time working on it. Now it was kind of rushed a good bit because we needed to get it out before Christmas. Because we were delayed a good bit because I thought the wall would be painted. I'm sure people remember that. But I think we did well. We could have added a bit more into it, but I think it done the best. I think. Say, for example, if this was just an ordinary book, like a book that released tomorrow about plants or something like that, um, it's something that you know about. I knew a good bit about Santa Mountain, so I could actually say, oh yeah, but say, for example, the party gate, as she calls it. The dancing scandal. Yeah, that's the word she used. The dancing scandal. I could be like, I was like, oh yeah, I remember when this happened, and this other person said this, and then that said that, and I was able to bring up with the media and stuff what they said exactly and all that, and I was able to go in depth on what she was talking about and stuff because she briefly touched on things that she only briefly touched on, and I went into detail on it, so I could basically add on to what she was saying and explain exactly what she was talking about. Because I knew what she meant and what she did and stuff. Because of course I was following her for years, and I knew a lot about it. If it makes any sense. So it was more in depth, I suppose. As you can see that, I think even Brian said that you could see there was a, you were jolly all the time. If that makes sense. I think that was something like what you said. Oh, he was on the edge of his seat or something. It was something like that. Brian said. I can't remember exactly. But it was something like that. You can feel the energy, I suppose. I think that was the word. Oh yeah, we should play that game. We have to play that game. Find Paddy. Nutty politicians. Oh Jesus, nutty politicians. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, I don't know how I eat them. I think it's just the system. The system is just one, and the system creates these politicians. Well, sorry, Klaus Schwab does. Klaus Schwab decides if you eat the bugs. Well, if you don't eat the bugs, if you won't not be happy about it. You will have your 10 cents and be happy about it. So said the Irish government. Jesus Christ be praised. We're nearly 2 hours long. This was only supposed to be an hour. Yeah. So any other questions about Santa Maria? Any other questions? Because this will probably be the last opportunity for me to add in questions. Because to be able to, we have 2 so far from Brian and from Greenface. Isn't it 2? Yeah, you did. It wasn't a 2. I think it might have took a screenshot of the other one. Yeah, I did take a screenshot of the other one. Yeah, it's actually 3. Sorry, apologies, 3. So yeah, there's 3 questions. So I will answer them at the end of the video. Like when we get to the end of the video, that time when I will get recording it. Because all the other parts are recorded. It's just these last parts that I put in. But I won't do it tonight. I might do it tomorrow. To record and stuff because the 27th is coming up pretty soon. Tomorrow's the 19th. Yeah. Then basically not this week coming, next week it'll be up. It's not that long. It's only about 2 hours at the moment. It'll probably be a bit longer now. It could be 2 hours and 30. But we didn't want to make it as long as the other one. It was 4 hours long. Even though a lot of people did, like in fairness to people, I say this, and I want to thank people too. A lot of people did watch it. Like it didn't get a lot of views, but the people that did watch it watched a lot of it. Like it had the most watch time. For long, especially for long video, a huge amount of watch time, like a huge amount of watch time. We're talking about hundreds of hours of watch time. So the people that did watch it actually watched a lot of it. So in fairness, I want to thank people for that because there was a lot of work put into it. Like this thing too has been worked on since when was it? The end of February, and we're only kind of finishing it now. Now not obviously every day, but a lot of work. It's probably about between editing and all that. It could be recording it and stuff. It could be. It's definitely 40 something hours. Probably going on to 50 hours. Like there's an insane amount of time put into it too. Like over the course of recording it and stuff, and taking out bits and stuff. Like it's a lot of tricking about. Let's put that way. And then especially because I go on for hours. I don't shut up. That's the problem with me, which is a bad thing, I suppose, in a way, and a good thing. But people are not going to be fucking hearing to Christmas listening to it. But yeah, so is there anything else? Because we're just about to go for tonight. So, is there anything else? Well, you, I think we'll leave it there. So, yeah, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll be back, hopefully, Wednesday. Hopefully, all going well, of course. Hopefully, everything goes well. We'll chat more then. So, if, yeah, let Wednesday be the last chance to ask any questions about Santa Mount or the pictures on the wall. Could you ask what her favourite film, album, historical figure? I wouldn't know. I couldn't ask about because but she likes a lot of art, like artwork and stuff. But I can't say specifically what her favorite artist and stuff is. Um, oh, her favorite historical figure. I don't really know, to be totally honest. She does actually watch a good few films and stuff, but I don't know. Like she never really talks about that much. But she likes her art. That's the thing. Not so much like she likes her music too, but she doesn't. She likes her art more than anything else. So I don't know, to be told. I don't recall. She often mentioned artists and stuff like that, like artists and stuff that paint stuff. But she never went specifically. She never was specifically said, "I like this artist" or "I like this other artist." She did say before that that's what kind of. It's not so much politicians. It's more artists, like artists that do paint and stuff. Like I quoted once that she said, she freaks out. She kind of fangirls out a bit when there's a painter and stuff that she likes and stuff, when the painting that she likes, she kind of fangirls a bit over that. But she was saying about people fangirling over her. And she was saying, yeah, I kind of fangirl over people that, good art paintings and stuff. No, we're not putting questions to her. It's questions about the picture on the wall, not to her exactly. No, we're not putting questions to her exactly. Jesus, this is not an interview. Um, no, I think you misunderstood. No, we're not putting questions to her exactly. We're not doing that now. I could probably do it. I know people that could ask all these things, but I think it would look a bit weird. We want to know all this stuff. Um, you know, if we come across her again, I could ask or something like that. Um, but it's mainly we're asking. No, I think you misunderstood the Queen face. No, you're not banned. No, you're here. You're here. You're still here. What is it? What are you saying exactly? Like what exactly is as long as you're not putting like I think YouTube bot sets a few things, like very bad words and stuff. If you're putting that in, but it shouldn't be because I don't think there's any moderators here. Just ask. I don't think there is any. Quite a because the Sandra Mountain picture on the wall. Yeah, yeah, no bother. Yeah, no bother. Yeah, it was just like, if you have any questions, I can put not to put the whole put in the video. Do you know the picture of the wall video that I've been talking about? That's what I'm talking about. It's not so much that we're asking her. But yeah, no, you should be able to put them in by, and there shouldn't be any problem. It should be probably is on YouTube's end because you're not banned. I can see you. Um, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now I don't think she does have that. Wouldn't go that far now. Um, um, Especially with her daughter, and she's hardly going to do that with her daughter and put pictures of random men on the wall. She's not going to do that. I don't think so, and hopefully not. She puts random pictures of men on the wall. But yeah. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. We go now. Time to go, and an hour later than we should have. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. And of course, I hope everybody's looking forward to the Hope in Action. Well, not Hope, another video on Santa Mountain. Thank you.